Before taking this course, my definition of mental illness was a person who's delusional, they hallucinate, they're out of touch with reality, and they're pretty much just crazy and just have that complex. Limitations to my definition of mental illness is the fact that people who have mental illness can take care of themselves. It's not only people who are crazy and delusional. These people can have depression, anxiety. Their mental illness is such a broad topic. It's hard to define. It's so vague. We create these labels for people who have mental illness. We have bad attitudes towards them. We can even use it by race, saying that our children who are violent, we can just say, oh, they have a mental illness because they are a different color in our society. Be from not wanting to take care of your children to not doing anything at all, to isolating yourself from people, to hearing things, seeing things while you're awake. It varies because mental illness is so vague. Comparing my definition with society's would basically be the same, because at the time I was uneducated and I possibly could have been judgmental and assuming, and it's all because I'm uneducated, and I know society may be uneducated as well. Mental disorders could be caused by the fact that both your parents are suffered from mental illness. Therefore, their offspring will suffer from mental illness. It could be all in genetics. They're just born that way. Environmental stressors can also be a cause of mental illness, because you live in a neighborhood where there's gangs, crime, prostitution, gunshots. You maybe even suffer from a natural disaster. Poverty is a really strong one as well. Another factor could be trauma. People can go through a situation that occurs once, it just blows up in their face. Maybe they lose their house, therefore they commit suicide. Another could be long-term sexual abuse, physical abuse, and it creates trauma that causes them to have mental illnesses. How it's connected politically, economically, and socially and culturally plays a factor in mental illness, because politically the government doesn't want to fund any more mental hospitals. They rather put them in prisons. According to the new asylum, they just put them in prisons and cages and give them prescription pills and expect them to get better. Economically, rich people do have access to moral therapy. They are educated. They do seek treatment. When you cannot afford this type of stuff, you don't even know that it's there. You're so uneducated. Socially, we don't want to talk about mental illness because it's something that is not really socially accepted. We might think, oh, that person's weird. They have so much problems. Socially, we just add stigmas. Culturally, people create these labels, and we want to just give them medicine for an outlet instead of coping with other methods like moral therapy. We just think it's normal. Oh, take a pill. They all intertwine because therapy costs money, and you need to be educated to get money. And you can't afford it financially because you were born in poverty. And it's just a cycle, and they all play off each other. Social norms and labels are defined and maintained because we allow judgment upon others when we do not know the situation. We assume things and then we label them because we don't understand. And it continues because we just are uneducated. We can measure and diagnose mental illness by becoming educated, understanding the factors that may have caused it. When they are not organic in nature, things happen in people's life, and we do have to understand where they are coming from, because everyone is coming from all walks of life, and people can take things that some other people can't take and cause them to burst. preventing and treating mental illness can be difficult, but if we do advocate mental illness, we keep everyone aware, we educate everybody on it as early as elementary school. We can create courses in high school. We can do more funding. We can teach people homeopathic remedies, how to eat better, sleep better, have family and support. We need to stop labeling and turn social norms to where people can talk about their feelings. And even if it's a man, like, we don't need to have that stigma that he has to be a manly man. It's okay to cry. We just need to change how society thinks and stop being so judgmental and assuming, and create a pathway for people to be okay. Everything's